Bam! So in this video, I'm gonna take these cabinets, sand them down to raw wood. Sanding's boring, but I'm gonna try to make it interesting. Originally, I was just gonna paint them. I was gonna sand them down to a good enough finish. Now, taking it to the next level, full-blown varnish restoration. So keep watching and you'll see why. And maybe you'll be entertained. Thanks for watching.
The only real way to make these cabinets look as good as they can is to strip them down and paint them. I'm thinking about painting them safety red. Now, why safety red? That's probably something you're thinking. Well, a couple years back I installed a bunch of lights up in my rafters and I painted these safety red. I have a lot of experience using Rust-Oleum products. It's a great finish, it's a great product. I highly recommend it and I use it on all my stuff. So I'm thinking I could paint these cabinets black and red. The main body could be red, so I already have this sanded. And I'm thinking the little feet I could paint black, and maybe the paint grade edge I put on the countertop I could paint that black. This was sanded. I also sanded the bottom of the cabinets themselves. I put a bullnose going along the whole edge. A big one. A lot of it was chipped out since they did used to be rolling cabinets. So now I'm going to take the handles off and continue sanding it down and prepping it for paint. Now that the handles are off, first thing I'm going to do is wipe it down with lacquer thinner. The reason being is that I have to get all the oils or residue off before I sand it. Otherwise I'm just spreading the oils around and it'll blotch my finish. I'll do 4 or 5 passes over these cabinets to make sure that all the oils and residues off. I could do a single video just about cleaning your finish before you paint, but for now I'm using the same rags, but I'll probably go through 3 or 4 rags before I'm done. Well, I've been sanding for the last couple hours. I still have to finish up this end cabinet. It's a lot of work to do this. Being that it's paint grade, all I have to do is make it nice and smooth and the paint will bond. I don't have to take it all the way down to the raw wood. I just have to make it good enough. Because everybody knows that half the work of a good quality paint job is the prep work. I mean, I'm almost there. I could take it all the way down to the bare wood and revarnish it, but I don't want to do that. I'm kind of looking forward to having some color on here. Besides that, it would be so much work to sand it all the way down to bare wood. Oh man, I always get over my head. Okay, so you see how this is sanded down? You can still see some of the old stain through the original varnish. Well, that's acceptable for the paint job that I plan on doing here. And here, I think it's going to look so cool. Well, this is the first one I sanded. And you get to this one, and I sanded more than I did this one. This one's about halfway complete. Now I get to this one, and I sanded all the way to raw wood. So now I'm thinking, why in the world would I paint over something so beautiful? This is really nice looking wood. Come down here, I'm still sanding on this. But yeah, why would I paint something like this when I can varnish it? I mean, I do beautiful work. I don't know if you know this, but a couple years ago I restored a boat, and the whole interior I did solid cherry. I made all the seats and everything. It's just a small boat. Well, let's go take a look at it. I'll show you real quick. But here's the seats that I did. It's all inlay. Check it out. And these seats are removable. What I ended up doing is I built a main frame out of plywood, and I cut 1/4-inch strips of cherry, and I laid up the cherry onto the plywood, and I got traditional cherry wood stain. I stained the cherry, and then I went to the marine shop and I got high gloss marine varnish, and I did quite a few coats, 6 or 7 coats of marine varnish on it, and in between each coat I used 0000 grit steel wool. So here's the stain that I used to do it. Traditional cherry. Why let something like this go to waste? This is the perfect opportunity to redo it. I mean, the whole reason I didn't know what color to paint these things in the first place is because I liked the original finish. If it came originally in a great finish with the varnish, I never would have painted over it. Okay, I guess that's the game plan now, is I'm going to varnish these things. So the varnish is expensive. I have to get it from West Marine. It's about $50 a quart. But hopefully I could do it with 1 quart. But I think another store has another good quality marine varnish with a high gloss that I could possibly use. And if I put a cherry finish on here and try to match the seats, I think that's the way to go. Alright, the fun's about to begin. I started at 11:30 and it's 2:45. 3 hours so far. I originally started out just taking out the main gouges. Now I'm going to make it, well, I don't want to say perfect. I'm going to strip it all the way down and get most of the gouges out, but it's still going to have a couple little gouges. Like if you look right here, you see a couple flaws. So it'll be a little rustic to a point. And the cap, I thought about that already. I think I'm just going to go ahead and paint that safety red. And the legs, I'll do that either safety red or black. I have to somehow bring some of the color from the lights that I did into this new elevation here. I want it to match, and I might even add some new lights I'll put above here. Alright, I just have one more drawer for to sand. Oh my gosh, my back hurts. What time is it? 4:30, 4:40. I've been at this for 5 hours. I'll probably give it about another hour or so before I have this finished. It's just getting later and later. Well, I'm almost done. I have all the drawers sanded, and now I'm going to go through here and get the main frame, and I'm going to get down here real good. You can see this bottom edge needs to be sanded also in between here. We're in the back area, and you can see that I have all the drawer fronts sanded down. It took me pretty much all day. I started at 11:30 and it's 6:30 right now. Okay, it's the next morning. Yeah, they sure look pretty good now that they're all stripped down to the bare wood. These cabinets sure have a lot of red in them. I'm thinking it's the Western red cedar. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a fairly soft material. Let's take a look at some of this detail. If you look real close, look at this point right here. Man. Yeah, but something like this, if I put it on the cabinets that I'm building, I think it would look really good. Look at that reflection. And that is, of course, the interlux marine varnish. Now, if I did suck it up and bought a couple quarts, and if I put it on the cabinets down here, I think that would look sweet. Well, I hope this video wasn't too boring for you. I know sanding's not fun, but the next video, the actual application, is going to be fun.